Should be sound now, guys. So I was so focused on fixing other things that I missed that. Okay. We should have sound now. All right. So I'm live on Twitch, I am live on YouTube and Facebook. Or I'm sorry, Twitter. So anybody wants to watch me, you can get me there. Yeah, guys, just wanted to play a little Rust. I'm not sure how many of you guys are into this or have played it before. It's basically just an open world where you have a whole map here that you can build a base with materials that you gather, and there's other people doing the same thing. Not many right now. There's usually about 200, 300 people on here, so it gets pretty crazy. And it's just a good game just to mess around with by yourself when you're doing other things. So I talk politics here a little bit and play Rust. Read some comments. Let's see who we got here. Torker 5x5. Cool. Thank you. Desert Mav. Greetings from Phoenix. Hello, sir. Internet God. What's up, buddy? Mockdown. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it seems like everything's reopening, guys. We're starting to get back to work. Yeah, guys, if you don't like video games, I'm sorry. I almost never get a chance to play games anymore these days because of my kids, and I got a family, I got stuff to do. I got videos to make usually. I don't have time to play games, but today I have a little time. Thought I'd play a little of this, talk some politics. I want to talk. I don't know if anybody saw the interview Jake Tapper did. Let me bring it up here real quick because I tweeted him today about it. Where is it? He interviewed somebody from the government and he started arguing with them, basically calling him a liar for saying that the U.S. has some of the best, like our death. Tapper kept saying we have the highest rate of death, but I don't think that's true. For one, of course, I can't find it now. Anyway, it's really bugs me how basically you have New York, which is the worst case in America, right? They have the worst numbers. They are in the worst predicament right now compared to the rest of the country. You're not getting any audio. You guys not hear me? Let me know if you can't hear me. But they have the worst numbers, and there's even these stories about people from New York, how they, escaped New York, went out all over the country. So you can make an argument that the country is infected, because of New York, because it seems to be worse there. Anyway, it's not so bad the rest of the country. Here in Ohio, it's not that bad. The last I looked, we were at like 1,300 deaths, which, I mean, there's millions of people in this state. And in Florida's another good example. So you got Florida where the reopening's going well. It was never really that bad in Florida, and yet DeSantis gets torn apart in the media constantly. I guess that's not surprising. I mean, every Republican gets torn apart in the media, but he's getting torn apart, and it doesn't make any sense because his response so far has been pretty damn good. So I gotta show you guys this. My little base up here hidden in the icy nether regions of the map. But so it's interesting, right? That New York is a disaster, but it's Democrat run. All the media are based in New York. And so they have this very New York centric, and of course they have to run cover for their side. So they end up, making it look like it's all the Republican led states that are the problem, when in fact it's New York. Yeah. It's like aimless activists. We never even closed in Florida. Right. Well, I think parts of it, then they closed some beaches and stuff. The media kind of forced DeSantis to do that. This is my little lookout base here. I can snipe people when they're going down into the valley there. Let's see here. I can drop some stuff off. Wow, I'm getting into some trouble here. But that just boggles my mind. And a couple people have pointed it out, but it doesn't, when the media controls the flow of information, it doesn't really matter. Because it's like, in any other situation, who would be generating the outrage? So it's the media, right? So they're not going to generate outrage about themselves. Of course, they're just going to deflect onto their business competition, their ideological competition. Internet God, public pools open in South Carolina tomorrow. Nice. More people, more masks. Yeah, here in Ohio, I mean, every time I haven't gone out a ton because my whole thing on this entire lockdown has been that I'm not going to go crazy, but if I go into a store, if I have to go in a store, which I didn't really, I'll wear a mask, which I did. I didn't wear gloves because I kind of feel like gloves are even worse. You can't wash gloves. I mean, you could, I guess, but it seems less sanitary. But my family kind of thinks I'm crazy. And here, I'll tell you guys a little story. So my sister-in-law had a baby shower last weekend, and it was the kind like a drive-by parade style, baby shower, because they didn't want to have any contact. And hey, whatever, if that's what you want to do. I thought it was a goofy kind of thing because it's like, what's the point? You're just driving by and then leaving. Like, what's the point? But whatever, that's what they wanted to do. So we went, and someone in my family shows up, and they're not wearing a mask or anything, while all the other people that are there when we're gathering, to do the parade, everyone else is wearing masks. And you know what? I just stayed in my car. I didn't want to wear a mask, so I just stayed in the car. But this family member is going out there and like talking to people, and then once we actually get to the thing where people were getting out and putting gifts out in the yard, this person goes out and starts like hugging people. Like, what are you doing? But they all think I'm crazy because later afterwards I kind of made an issue of it. It's like, the whole point of their party was the social distance, and then you're going around hugging people. But I'm the crazy person. They're like, oh, why, that's not serious. You can hug people and blah, blah, blah. That wasn't really my point. My point was that it was somebody else's gathering, and that's what they wanted to do. But still, it just seems to me it's just common sense to practice some sort of like social distancing and stuff in that situation. Why not? Take some precautions. I don't want to get sick. I don't like getting the flu. I don't like get sick at all, period. I don't want to get this, So I don't think I would die or anything like that. I think I'd get through it. So I'm not scared of it in that sense. I just don't want to get it. And plus I got to be making videos. If I get that, I'm not going to be making videos. So, and you look stupid wearing one, like Nathan said. So I haven't encountered anybody yet. It's kind of weird. There's only 67 people on the server right now. I don't know why it's so dead. It's just kind of a grindy game, But I might have SJG Perspective on here with me here in a bit. In fact, give me 1 second, guys. I just want to send an invitation out to him, because he did mention wanting to join me maybe. 1 second. I do have a couple news stories I want to talk about. Okay, actually, it doesn't look like he's coming on. So let me see here. I had a couple news items I did want to talk about. Oh, so yeah, and I already made a video on this, so I didn't really want to make a video about it. I just want to rant about it on the stream today. But the media treating Obamagate, so-called Obamagate, like it's made up, like it's complete fantasy. What in the hell is that? When it's not complete fantasy. We have documents. And this is going back years now, inaccuracies, lying from the FBI to get FISA, or lying to FISA to, get the ability to spy on the Trump campaign and listen in. And there's just all kinds of shenanigans going back years. And now we have these documents from the DOJ showing, even more corrupt crap going on. Strzok and Page talking about, this case is supposed to be closed, but we didn't close it, so that works out in our favor, huh? And just things like that. Obvious corruption, yet the media says it's a complete lie, totally made up. That tells me just the level of corruption we're dealing with. It's not good. And it shows their desperation too. Like they're worried, and they should be, because you know what? They're part of it. They're part of all of this. It couldn't have happened without them. I mean, when you think about Comey meeting up with Trump, right? He says, Trump, or President Trump, we have to have a meeting. I got to tell you about this document, and it's the Steele dossier. And he tells him about it. He says, you need to know there's stuff like this out there about you. There's stuff out there about, you need to know about this. And then what's he do immediately after their meeting? he gets in touch with Clapper or Brennan. You got I always get these fuckers mixed up. I want to say Brennan. And then Brennan gets on and says, "Oh, there's this Steele dossier, which had no credibility whatsoever, and wouldn't have gotten the media if not. It wouldn't have been a story unless they just created it. So you see what they did there? Comey and Brennan coordinated to make that a story as a weapon against Trump, even though they knew there was no corroboration to any of it. So all of that, we know all that kind of stuff went on, and yet they have the nerve to sit there and say it's a fake conspiracy theory. It's not a real scandal. I mean, these are the same people that said the Obama administration was scandal free, right? Yeah, you're like, what is this game that you're playing? You're just going around beating barrels. You guys can hear those gunshots, right? That somebody's raiding near me. I'm probably gonna get shot. Actually, it's probably that base right there. See those windmills? They generate electricity, and you can have like weaponry, like those missile turrets that guy has right there. It's a really neat game. There's a whole electrical system actually, and a whole growing system where you can set up. You can grow stuff. You can grow plants and food and cloth for making clothes, and which that's not how I play the game. I play just basically to troll and make little kids get pissed off, but free. How many people on right now? It's kind of dead. Oh, somebody's here. You're a fucking choir boy compared to me. A choir boy. Hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine. Come here. Yeah. Let me talk to your mother. Go get your mother. Get your mother, please. Let me talk to your mother. Cop, you idiot. One of us is in big trouble. My name is Thomas Aquinas. This is gonna be lame. I don't even have a gun. I don't even have a. Uh-oh, watch this. Maybe he doesn't see me in here. I knew he had a gun. I knew he was bringing a gun out. You little fuck. Get away from me. He's gonna get me. Oh, shit. Anyway. So yeah, the media, I don't understand how they have any credibility with anybody at this point. Any thoughts on 5G and coronavirus? Guys, I mean, as far as I know, that's a bunch of like kookery. I don't know any better though. I know almost nothing about it. Oh, sweet SJG's here. Awesome. What's up, buddy? One second, I'll get you in. Which one is it? There he is. What's up, man?
I'm in my shop, dude, right now, and I figured I can jump on my phone for a little while.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm not in my man cave, but yeah, dude, I've been I just jumped on, so I don't know what you've been talking about, but can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hear you great. Perfect.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just so angry at how we're all getting comfortable with all of this shit and we're not pushing back on it. And
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, yeah, I think this whole Obamagate shit and all that is a distraction right now of what they're, because every day, if you're like reading the little news stuff that comes out, like the mother and daughter who gets tackled today because she wasn't wearing her
Yeah.
mask, correctly. And you see these draconian, you see like in Australia, Rational could probably speak to this, but there was this video out in Australia about a guy who's not allowed into the grocery store because he won't sign his name to the contract tracing. It's all programming. They're just programming us, and we're just sitting back as fucking patriots and as people who say we're loving the Constitution, and we're just being like, well, it's not. And then you have other content creators that I have a lot of respect for, different people. And I hear all the radio talk show hosts talking about how the vaccine won't be mandatory, but you won't be able to work or, go to the store or go, have a life if you don't get it, but we're not going to make you get it. It's
Right.
like, what the fuck are we living in an upside down world? I'm angry, man. I'm angry, and I'm over this bullshit, and I don't care who I call out. Sorry about my background, guys.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
I'm sitting in my shitty shed, but anyway.
No, it's not shitty. I like it, man. It's cool.
No,
and yeah, I'm with you. I haven't really been saying a ton about it, but only because I've been tweeting about it. I don't know if it's on my Twitter, but on there, I've been, tweeting out all these videos about it. Yeah, I mean, we should be talking about it. I agree. But the thing is that the people who are out there, protesting and doing something, of course, they're getting the usual treatment. And that's why I think that's why you're not seeing a lot of people go out, because they're scared they're going to be called racist or whatever.
And that's the thing where we can't give a fuck anymore. It is literally, game is on right now. Like this, everything we've been talking about, the draconian measures that they're going to implement someday, and all this, they're doing it right now. And the worst part about it is they're programming us nonstop. The new normal. It's the new normal. It's the new normal. You have that video where all the reporters are all wearing masks, right? They're all wearing masks. They're standing out there by themselves, away from everybody, and they're wearing masks. And you have the mayor of California or of LA, the mayor of LA saying how this is the new normal, and we're just gonna we're gonna have to all get used to you. You can go to the beach, you can go on the wet beach, but you can't hang out in the sand where it's nice and sterile. God forbid that. You can't have small businesses open because you could spread the coronavirus, but we can have Costco and Walmart and every other fucking big megalomaniac fucking corporations open. That's fine. We can do that. I am, and I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Well, here's my opinion on that stuff. Yeah, those are pretty obvious contradictions and hypocrisies I think everybody is seeing. I mean, but once again, we're pretty much split down the middle. I think it's like Democrats are just going along with whatever the media tells them, and and the virtue signaling. They're all about that. And this thing, all of this stuff is rife with the virtue signaling. But we just got to hope that some independents see through it, or so-called independents, and side with us. But I'm not sure. I don't know what can we do? I mean,
don't comply. Don't comply. Don't wear your mask. Tell everybody in the world that, I mean, I have to wear a mask when I go to work right now because I need my job. Yeah. And so there's some, but when I'm out, when I go to the store, and me from the beginning, I was like taking it serious. I was making sure this wasn't fucking Ebola virus, equivalent. And but now all the information that's came out, now that we see they're not testing, right? They're calling everything COVID. We don't want to test and see that 280 million Americans have it, because then all of a sudden, what would that do to the narrative? Right. We want to call every death that has happened COVID. We want to tell everyone they need to wear a mask, that it's okay for contact tracing, right? That you just got to do this. It's not that big a deal. If you don't have anything to hide, don't worry about it. Same mentality, right?
Yeah.
We need to continually scream and yell until they throw us in the gulag. And hopefully in between, what will happen there is enough people will rise up and the government will back down. Because see, what we forget is the government doesn't have any power if we don't give it to them. The government is a tiny little percentage of people with this big voice, and you have all these lemmings and all these sheeple and all these people that are just going the fuck along with it. And we need to rise up and say, no, we're not. Because look what happens to the people that do rise up and say, no, we're not going to take this shit anymore. We're not going to take this anymore. What happens? Yeah. What happens? The government backs down. But if we do nothing, they win. If we just keep going along with it, if we don't raise our voice, all of us, all of the people you have listening or will watch us later, all of us raise our voice and step out. And when we can see a protest, take the time to go down there and get your feet on the street and protest. Because here's the thing, people are like, well, I don't want to cause too many waves because of this, that, and the other. And I don't want to get my name on a list or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who gives a shit about that?
You're already going to be on that fucking list, and you're already going to be, your rights are being literally taken away. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, it's getting overblown. I don't really think rights are really going to be taken away. Every day I'm watching a video where it's like, holy shit, this is just programming and controlling. They're programming us every damn day. And I appreciate you that you can watch the news and you can break it down. I can't even watch it anymore because it's such lies and propaganda. All of it.
Yeah.
It hurts my brain.
Yeah, it's got me wondering, like you just said, like it's probably a distraction. And I think you're probably right about that. I was just talking before you got on here about how I'm beating my head against the wall on this stuff because it's just so blatant and brazen. Like they're calling, I mean, Obamagate is real in that, you know, all the stuff that the government did, but yeah, they're calling it, they're just dismissing it out of hand as pure fantasy and all this kind of thing when we have like 3 years worth of like proven things like the FBI lying for FISA documents or FISA.
No, you're right. The corruption is all there. The absolute, truth, justice, and the American way. Where are we as America on any one of those points? Truth, it's not a thing anymore. There's no truth. It's all lies. We're propagandized. Justice, where's the justice? We have no justice. It's all lip service, right? And the other thing, I'm pissed off at Trump right now. I'm pissed off at Trump. And I'm not saying I don't support him, so don't get it twisted. I want to support him, I should say, and get behind him. But every fucking thing, American first, and everything he said he was going to do, he's not fucking doing. And we can say, oh, it's because he hasn't given the chance to, and because everyone's against him, and because this and because that. He's the president of the United States. He said he hires the best people. He said he has the best judgment. He can't go along with this shit anymore. And this thing about the whole class action lawsuit or the antitrust lawsuit with Google and Facebook and all that, I think that's also a little crumb they're throwing off the table at us to appease us. Oh, good, he's going to do something. I'll be happy when he fucking does something. I'll be happy when some of these people get arrested. I'm sick of the fucking lip service, and I'm also sick of all the, because I think it's a distraction. Meanwhile, they're passing HR 666. Meanwhile, Bill Gates is just pushing his agenda along. Meanwhile, they're just moving us right into the cattle park.
Didn't the CDC stop trials of his tests that were going on that they were funding?
I don't know. Probably.
I think that just happened like recently, like last couple days.
Test on the high chlorhexidine or whatever.
No. Bill Gates, he had some sort of trial runs going on, some sort of drug, and CDC just pulled whatever support they had for it, I guess. And we're hearing now that Trump might refund the WHO, which I think is weird. Yeah,
it's like exactly. He's
like, if you're gonna do it and you did it for that reason is still legitimate. So. We shouldn't just start giving it to him again. Like, why would we?
No, it's because he's getting too much heat, and again, he says stuff to get us like, see, he's doing it. See what's all going to happen, and then nothing fucking happens.
Right,
for 3 fucking years, dude, 3.5 years.
This is why. Yeah, I mean, dude, we've been getting pulled. Our side's been getting strung along for a long time. I mean, going back to the Clinton years, really, and maybe even before that. But that's when I started paying. We've been getting strung, and literally every single time we get left in the wind, we're just like suckers, man.
Yeah, no, we are, and it's every single time they do it because they're all on the same side. And I don't want to believe that about Trump. And that's why I've supported him. And I don't think that he was part of the club, the deep state club. I don't think he was part of that, but he's either compromised now and is going along with it, or he literally is not as smart as he's led us to think he is, and his ego, he's just let his ego run, or they've let him run his ego and be the useful idiot that they needed him to be, or he's playing 4D chess. One of those 3 things, right? And I'm not buying the whole Q4D chess thing. I want to be wrong. I'll wear my underwear on my head, like I said. I'll fucking make fun of myself if this all comes out and you see these deep staters get arrested. You see these you really see the swamp drain. And I'm not talking about a give me like Peter Strzok or Lisa Page or one of these little low leveler guys that they'll arrest just to appease us. I'm talking about the big fish. I'm talking about the big fish. If that really happens, I will totally say I was wrong and be be happy as shit. But it's not happening, and it's because it's not going to happen unless we really fucking do something about it. And we're not. We're just going along with it. We're going along with it because our handlers, the talk radio guys, and everybody else, and I have a lot of support for, or a lot of respect for a lot of those guys. But they're all just saying, "Oh, it's not." Again, it's not mandatory. That's the idea, you know. That's just one subject, one point. It's not mandatory. What the fuck? At all mandatory? I mean, the fact that you can't go into a store unless you write your name down, unless you tell them, and we're going to allow our phones to be tracked. This is okay with people are okay with this.
Well, let me ask you this: so you're not okay with like wearing masks at all, like in the stores or anything?
No. I'm not, and it's all for, because this is all bullshit, Drone.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm saying, like, if it was like, is there like some threshold at which you would start doing that?
Yeah, if I saw people dying within 3 days and like bleeding out their anus and stuff because of a virus, then yeah, right. I would wear a mask. But no, I'm not gonna be the one who complies and is an extra tool in programming people that this is okay and this is normal. It's not fucking normal. This is nothing but I'm not saying the virus doesn't exist. Sure, the virus exists, but we've been being lied to, and they're implementing authoritarian shit on us. They're turning us into fucking China. That's the blueprint of what they want us to be. They want us to be China.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It definitely seems to be happening more and more. I mean, all the the media is basically echoing China. And that's another thing. You know, we keep hearing these numbers that we're so much worse than the rest of the world, even though per capita, I don't think we are at all. But like, the media doesn't have any idea what's actually going on in India and China. Like, and I don't want to change subjects. I do want to stay on that. But what the hell is going on in India? Like, I would think that things would be way worse there. So either they're not telling us the truth, or, I mean, nobody even talks about what's going on in India. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on in India right now.
Yeah, what is that? That's weird to me, because they're the second largest country in the world, and I think right now their numbers actually don't look too bad, and that doesn't make sense to me unless they just have super immune systems, because they're living in
because they're maybe also because they're just not playing along right now with everything. This isn't that bad. The reason these numbers aren't, look at Sweden, right, or Switzerland, whatever. Nordic states.
They're like middle of the road for everything.
Look at South Dakota. South Dakota didn't do any of the lockdowns. They had 13 total deaths. 13 or 130. Some ridiculously low number. Right? And they didn't do anything. And so it's like, this is the reason this is happening. We're seeing this is because it's bullshit. Why are all these doctors that come out and speak out against it getting smeared and getting taken down? Because we've talked about this forever on all of our stuff. It doesn't fit the narrative of the fear they're fucking pushing. Yeah. And we all have to rise up. I'm writing a song right now, an actual serious song, and I'm pretty happy, pretty excited about it. And I want to get it recorded and out in the next couple of weeks. But it's like, no, we need to rise up. It's time's up. We need to rise up. We need to push back. This should be all the low level, and this isn't denigrating anything that you do. But for me, all this low-level political stuff is distraction. It's all fucking showmanship. It's all games. Meanwhile, in the background, what we should be raging about every chance we get is our liberties being raped from us. We're being raped right now and conditioned to take it up the ass. That's what we've been conditioned to do.
Yeah, and the people who are speaking up are being demonized. And another, to that point, has anybody else noticed, and I always say before I start talking about this stuff, that I hate talking about racial stuff, but I'm constantly forced to, because these people force me to say something about it. But they're making it like a racial thing lately. Like, there's a lot, especially on Twitter, I've noticed, and on MSNBC, they're making it like it's white people doing this, and it's like, oh, white people don't care about minorities. And the black people are
the only ones dying.
Right, that too. And it's like, on one hand, like, you can go out there and look and see that a lot of these people that are breaking quarantine are black people and having these big parties and stuff. And anyway, if you look at these people on the beach, these pictures of people, there's people of all colors out there. And so it's another reason for anybody to just be very distrustful of anything you hear from the media. See, and I'm on the fence constantly about that, man, because on one hand, I know they're full of shit, but on the other hand, I want to take precautions because I don't want to get sick. I was just talking about that earlier. Like, I don't like getting the flu. Like, I don't want to get this.
Yeah. But
so
dude,
that's why I'm doing it.
Basically the flu. 98 or 96 or 7 or 8% of people recover from this and are fine. Do you understand that it's coming? 2.0 is coming. Lockdown 2.0 is coming. They're already trying to feed the narrative about, the children now. Look at the children with the Kawasaki disease and the inflammation disease. Oh, it's scary. There's one or two or literally a handful of them nationwide. And if that doesn't work, what they're going to do is have some sort of a terrorist attack. There's going to be a false flag that's coming. Something's going to happen where they can gin the fear back up because they're losing the control a little bit on the fear with people. Where people are getting like, this isn't that big a deal, whatever. I'm not going to freak out about this.
Yeah, most people aren't dealing with it.
Yeah, most people aren't dealing with it at all. You know,
here in my town, it's like nobody knows anybody that has it or anything. It's just
same here. I don't know anybody that has it.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody.
I don't know anybody who knows anybody that has it. Which is weird. It's almost like a movie that we're just all taking part in or something.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's weird. Fucking. That's not even a joke. It literally is that crazy of what they're doing. And not only that, we're sitting back while they pass these bills where they can trace us everywhere we go. We have to sign up if we go out to a restaurant, write our name down. We go out to the store, we're gonna have to write our name down. If we don't do that, we're not gonna be allowed to be in to eat. Well, fucking A, man, people should be like, okay, well then I'm not eating. And I'm also not ordering your food. I'm also not taking your food out, kind of a thing. And then all of a sudden the businesses will probably push back on the powers to be above them because then all of a sudden they're losing their fucking money. And meanwhile, then they're cracking down on people with buying seeds and buying vegetables and things, planting gardens. They want total control. This is a new world order takeover. This is the definition of the globalist cult having their way, and people are fucking sitting back like lemmings and playing the fuck along. And I won't fucking take part of it anymore. I'm not taking part in this shit. And then the other thing, they want your fucking immune system paralyzed. Why do they push the fucking sanitation of everything, your hands, your counters, your everything? Because they want our immune system fucking compromised, because then they're right when they reopen everything and people start getting sick. They're justified and they're right in saying, see, we told you we reopened too soon. We told you this was too soon. Yeah. Look at all these people getting sick. Oh, all these people, they're getting sick because your immune system's fucking been taking a vacation.
Yep, that's true.
Your immune system's been on holiday for the last fucking 3 months. Yep. So that's also the thing. You don't want to get sick. I mean, I'm not suggesting going out and licking doorknobs, but I'm saying you go out and you just fucking live your life like normal.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because yesterday we got a pool for my daughter and we were out back with her in the pool, and the neighbors 2 doors down looked like they were having, those like chicken pox parties people used to have, looked like that's what they were doing because they had like 20 kids all playing in the backyard with each other. And I'm like, oh, so and you know what? It was never to stop people from not getting sick. It was always just to flatten the curve. And we got to keep reminding people
flatten the curve, right? Right. People have forgotten that. I forget that now. It's like, wait a minute, this was all just to flatten the curve, and now it's to make sure we don't have one fucking flu case, one COVID flu case, one China Wuhan flu case. Before we can open, we got to have none at all. Guess what? Guess what that sounds like? Oh, that sounds like we're going to go after terrorists. Guess why? Because terrorists are always going to exist. They're always going to have a virus or somebody getting sick from something. So if we say it's all about 0 cases, we can perpetuate this fucking lie forever. So I don't know.
I want to show you something here real quick. Let's see here. How do I do this? Can I move this over here? I think you should be able to see the left monitor now.
I just see it where your face was. I don't see it on your big screen.
Anyway, so yeah, the New York Times did this tweet and this article, and it just was funny to me. And I just wanted to say something about it. The tweet says, as the coronavirus outbreak in New York City, I don't know if you guys could see that, but New York City emptied out, with many leaving from New York's wealthiest neighborhoods. Here's where New Yorkers moved to escape the coronavirus. But I read the article. The article is just about like these people leaving and they fled. There's no like critical, like New Yorkers shouldn't have been leaving and going out and spreading the virus, or, oh, look, like I made a post. Why is the story not New Yorkers infect the rest of the country? It just is another example of a New York-based media that they've done nothing but favorable stories of their reaction to it, even though they're the worst case in the country. You know, it's just another thing that just boggles my mind. It's opposite of reality. Let's see here. Oh, there he goes. I'll get back on here. Oop.
It's complete. We don't have justice in the American way right now. We don't have justice, and the American way is gone. We're losing that every single day, right? We're losing that every single day. People should think about that.
What do? We just go out and protest?
Yeah, I think all we can do, you can only control your controllables, but I think we out all the lies, continue to out all the lies. We continue to speak out against it. We continue to just talk. I think what what we do is we simply speak common sense logic to this. And we remind people of the common sense logic, and we tell them, don't watch any of the fucking mainstream media. Now, I know you do, because it's what you do, and I appreciate that, because I can't. It's all fucking lies. And you educate yourself. I think we also tell people, educate your fucking self on the deep state, the globalist cult, if you will, that has been pushing these fucking narratives and has wanted this forever. So you understand what's going on, and you just push back and you tell everybody that, and I think you arm yourself with a few logical scenario and facts that you can quickly, meme off to people. You can quickly rattle off to somebody that's going. Does it, how is this the American?
Yeah, SJG, you're real broke up. I think you're getting
the government's fucking small. No.
Are you there? He'll probably be right back. Yeah, I agree with SJG. I think all of us. Oh, hold on. I think besides protesting, which we should all probably be doing, I say.
Sorry about that. My fucking Wi-Fi tried to connect.
Oh, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. People, that was kind of piggybacking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So, I don't have all the answers to what we do, but I think one of the first things we do is we don't accept it, and we don't go along with it, and we don't just step out here. It's a way better background. We push back on this shit. We push back on the lies. I think that's what we do. We keep doing that. That's all we can really do. And like you said, I think people should you need to make mental notes of all this stuff, like the fact that it was all about flattening the curve, the fact that all these Democrat leaders keep getting caught doing exactly what they're lecturing everybody not to do. The fact that that Trump is not the source of this virus, China is, and Trump is not to blame for the deaths. There is no other country in the world where the country is blaming their leaders for the deaths, and that's absurd to do. Obama was never blamed for H1N1 deaths. It's just this new standard that just suddenly appeared. And but
they should be praising him. Like, it's way lower than what they projected.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the other thing on that. That's all a distraction. That's all to get us not thinking about what really is going on here. Right, that's all. And we need to raise our vibration above that stuff to realize all this lower level freaking, constant rhetoric down here it's all a distraction, and it's all lies, and it's all by design. They all want us focusing here. They want us focusing on the shiny object over here so they can do what they want to do over there. Well, and
I will say that one good thing about this overreach that they're taking, and I wanted to say two things about that. I might get on another topic, but so two things. So they're overstepping with what they're doing. So that's going to end up helping us, I think, in the end, hopefully. I mean, because these people are dumb. Like, you get on Twitter and over you see people accusing the right and people protesting and breaking the law. And it's like, what law? And they have no freaking clue. They're just like, they think laws can just be decreed or something. But so there's that. And something else I thought was interesting was, isn't it interesting how these governors and these police, like you were talking about earlier, being really heavy handed towards people, and even themselves, they're not, like, I saw this video from the UK of this journalist getting tore down by this cop for not wearing a mask and being out there, and the cop's not wearing a mask. The cop's like up in his face talking. It's like if anybody's causing a problem here, it's a cop. But isn't it a lot like that? It's at the Stanford experiments. Is that what that's called? Where they put students in positions of either authority or subservient as like prisoners, and it was done twice. And in both those experiments, the students who were acting as like the overseers became like very brutal and tyrannical.
And I don't know. I know the study you're talking about. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it.
I think it's the Stanford experiment, but that's interesting because I feel like that's exactly what we're seeing now. I mean, you're seeing it everywhere, and not just with police, but just regular people getting all like bent out of shape. Maybe even me when I got bent out of shape about I don't know if you heard me telling that story about my family member hugging somebody at a drive-by baby shower. But, and I got annoyed by that. Maybe I'm playing into that a little bit,
No, it's not to be affecting people. But it's that we're all not immune to. I was the same way when this first all started. Like, no, man, this is really bad. Like, Robert was pretty damn consistent with it the whole time. But I was even the same way. I was like, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. The machine is powerful. The force is strong with them. It's like it's the programming, dude, where you're like, why would you do that? All this. And now we got to understand. So here's the other thing that kills me. And why isn't anybody talking about this? Everyone is saying you need to be vaccinated. You need to be vaccinated. Okay. So here's my question to that. If you believe in vaccinations, good for you. You have a right to do that. That's totally your call. If you believe vaccinations work, then you'll get the vaccination and then you will be immune. Why do you care if I don't get it? If I want to get it and I want to die, then I'll die. And anybody else who didn't get the vaccination is of the same mindset of me and they'll die. And that's on them. The people who get vaccinated, that's fine. That's on you. You can do that. If you're vaccinated, why are you worried if I am? Does that make sense? I mean, because you're vaccinated. So there's no harm.
Then they would just say it's contagious. And it's like, well.
Yeah, but it's not contagious to the people who get vaccinated. So all the people who get vaccinated, they can get vaccinated. And then they won't be contagious. There will be no, fear of them getting, sick or whatever. So I guess it's kind of like, why do I need to be vaccinated? Why? It's my body, my choice, right? I thought it was my body, my choice.
Right. Yeah. I saw a meme on that the other day and thought it was really clever because he's like, oh, so now you're worried about the other body.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly. It's insane. And then the thing, we can't be scared. The other thing I think we can't be scared to do is criticize Trump when he missing the boat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we can't be scared to criticize or to call out to be willing to give up even an inch anymore. Think about everything we gave up with the Patriot Act. And we've just gotten used to it and we just don't talk about it anymore. And it's like, whatever. And then our fucking Senate, our fucking Senate passes that amendment to the USA Freedom Act. I love how they call it the
Freedom Act.
Very opposite.
Freedom for the FBI to ignore your rights.
Yeah, right. And we on our it was the Democrats in that scenario. I think it was bipartisan, but you had my piece of crap senator Ron Wyden, right? He was the one who passed the bill saying, no, we need to take that out. People shouldn't be allowed. The FBI shouldn't be allowed to just willfully, without a warrant, get into your browser and see what you've been doing. And if we're being realistic, we know they've already been doing all that. We already know they have all the power and the rights in the world, and they violate those, and they know every little thing we do. But to put a stamp of approval and to make it officially okay for them now to look into our browser at any given time, why are they getting that in place now? Why do they feel that's important now? And then you look what's happening with all of our little rights, every little thing that's going on. They're getting all that stuff in place because they know they want to implement even more draconian rules, and they're going to need access to normal Americans' websites and Google searches and whatnot, because they're going to need to find out certain X, Y, and Z information about them. And yet we pass that. We own the Senate. We're the majority of the Senate. That amendment should have been ripped out of there, or that clause out of the should have been ripped out of there. Should have never even been in there. And we're passing it. It's just like, it's maddening to me.
Yeah, I'm baffled as to how that happened too. Like, did they just not know it was in there, or?
No, dude. That they knew it was in there. They put it in there. And see, this is the part where it's like, I'm coming back to that George Carlin stuff where they're all big part of a club and we're not in it. and all these people that we've been putting our faith in, and these conservatives and these constitutionalists and these people that care about us and all this, and that they're fighting for us. No, they're not. Actions speak louder than words. Your actions are constantly against us, even though you give us lip service. And this goes to Trump sometimes too. You give us lip service that you're behind us and you've got our back, and then you make all these decisions and you put these retarded people on your your administration and so on and so forth, and then you're trying to tell us that you're really for us. Bullshit. Bullshit.
It's like you get in there and you get into those perspectives where it's like you're high above the rest of us little people, and suddenly, I mean, I just assume they're getting pushed and pulled in all directions, for people wanting favors or calling favors, and it's just all like corrupt like that at this point. So who knows? Maybe it's beyond repair.
It may be. But I'm going to go down swinging. My whole thing is, you asked, what should we do? The only thing we really can do is go down swinging. Go down swinging for liberty, go down swinging for truth, go down swinging for justice, go down swinging, man. Go down swinging. Don't fucking comply and go down swinging. That's the only thing we can do, because ultimately it's what's going to happen is what's going to happen. But we can't take that fatalistic approach and do nothing. We've got to try, because who knows what might happen is enough people really do get that awareness and the wake up, and they fucking stand up. That Bob Marley, stand up, get up for your rights, whatever the song is, and you smoke weed to sing it. But you know what I'm saying, dude? I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm pissed. I know that. The only thing is, I know I'm fucking angry, and I'm like, I'm gonna do whatever I can with my voice to push back on this.
I mean, all we can do is use these platforms and these tools that we have, even though we're hindered at every opportunity for them. We gotta just keep doing it, keep making these videos. I do focus like mostly on the media, and the only reason that is just because I have a long knowledge of it, and I can speak more confidently on these matters than some of the other ones. And I just try to, because when I'm making a video, I want to provide something that's actually useful and not just getting on to say some shit.
And they are.
And if I know, but if it's if I talk about, and I want to talk about this stuff, but it's like I don't have a ton of knowledge in a lot of these areas. You know what I mean? I don't really know what to say in some cases. I mean, I know that this is all going on and it's wrong and we should stop it. And the media, to me, that's a huge part of it. And so that's why I focus on that. But
they're the most part of it. And I think the thing we got to also not be afraid to do is say something that's wrong, maybe even, but say it passionately. But I mean, you follow that common sense. You follow that little voice inside your head, inside your heart, wherever you want to call it, that says this isn't right. And you don't need every reason and perfectly explain why. You can just come out and say, this doesn't seem right because, for instance, you telling me I have to wear or write my name down, that violates our Fourth Amendment, right? Or whatever amendment it is, where, our privacy amendment. So that violates that. So, no, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. You have no reason for that. I think it's death by 1,000 cuts is what they're doing to us. So why can't we push back with the same way of saying, okay, I'm going to push back with 1,000 cuts on every little thing you try pushing my way. I'm going to push right back on. Nope, I'm not going to do it.
Oh yeah, I think that's part of the strategy actually, is just to make people tired and fatigued, because it's just there's so many hits on so many different fronts. It's hard to keep up. Yeah, and people get tired. You just get tired of more people just need to be doing it. And I think there's that, the silent majority they've always talked about. I still think that we have that, and I think that's us. And I just hope that when it comes time to voting, people actually get out and do it. And it sucks that Trump's are going to be our only choice. I'm not 100% on Trump all the time, and sometimes I wish we had somebody better, but he's who we got, and we got to get behind him.
Well, hopefully he wins back all of our trust, and he starts yanking back all the wool off, pulling back all these things he said he's going to do. And he just, because it isn't too late for him to get all of our support back behind him. If he really is a man of the people and for the people. Right now, he's not doing that. He's playing a political game. He's putting bad people around him. He's being inconsistent with his, very inconsistent with his ideologies and his what he's doing. And so maybe he can turn that ship around. And maybe he's a human being. He's made a mistake. He's probably been confused on this whole thing. He's got I wouldn't want his job for the most money in the world.
Seriously.
I would never want his job. That sounds like a terrible job to me. But people who want that job, you also got to wonder, why would you want that job? Oh, it's because you have stuff. Anyway.
Excuse me.
Well, dude, I'm going to jump off. I got to get back to work, but I did want to jump on and say hello.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just sitting here just dicking around, really.
Oh, that's good.
I probably got to stop this in a minute and go up with the family. I hear them getting kind of crazy up there. So
yeah, I'm trying to reorganize my freaking shop that looks like absolute hell right now, and I'm trying to get it all reorganized. So
that's cool.
All right, dude. Well, take it easy, and I'm sorry if I was a little too angry in your happy video game stream.
You're not, man. That's exactly what I was looking for. And in fact, anybody, if you want to go subscribe to SJG Perspective, you get that kind of passion on a pretty regular basis over there. So
yeah, I'm sick of the drama too between all of us content creators. Like, it's like, come on, guys, let's try to put some of this fucking drama aside. Not between us, obviously. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
Let's put this shit aside and let's focus and talk about what really matters. And that's kind of also where I'm
bigger fish to fry. Like, why are you wasting your time on that stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree.
So, all right, dude, I'm gonna get out, but we'll talk soon. And we need to do a real stream here really soon. I've been jonesing to.
Yeah, that reminds me, and I might even do it tonight. And anybody that's still watching the stream, let me know in chat if you think this would be a good idea. But I'm thinking I might want to try this tonight. Start doing a weekly, weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday movie stream over on D Live, and we'll just watch a movie, talk about it, and hang out. That'd be cool. I might do it tonight. So if you want to join me on that later, it's gonna be similar to this, but with a movie.
yeah, so. That'd be awesome. I'd be down. That'd be cool.
Okay, yeah, that'll be this evening. So anybody that's watching, if you want to check that out, and I'll put a link to SJG's channel in the chat, and you guys should go over there and check him out.
All right, dude. Peace out,
Thanks,
brother.
Steve. Appreciate it, man.
Later, man. Bye.
All righty. Well, that was SJG Perspective. He and Robert Noir are pretty much regulars on this channel. So if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you've seen them on here. Good guys. I'm glad to have them around. Pretty much, he's right, and I'm with him on all of it. You know, I think that we are at a crossroads right now, and I don't want to be pessimistic, but you know, it's just, what are we gonna do? It's a behemoth that we're facing, and outside of what we're already doing, protesting, making videos, which they're, like I mentioned, they're censoring us. It's like you got a boulder and you're walking uphill with that boulder constantly, and that's how they make it. It's very hard. And that's what we're gonna do. Outside of like an armed uprising, you know, I'm not sure what else there is. And you can't do that, because the second you do that, you become the very monsters that they've been painting you as all this time. And I can already see the propaganda. You know, if that were to happen, if people were to start to rise up in their states and take over in states where the stuff's going on, that were to actually happen, and this is completely hypothetical, but you know, police oversteps somehow and kill somebody or something, and that sparks some sort of uprising immediately. And no matter how righteous or right it is, the media is going to demonize is going to demonize them badly. The point where, you know, they're going to end up having a much bigger army that's going to rise up against them. I don't know, guys. All we can really do is just keep doing what we're doing, just hope enough people wake up to it. But the media is a big problem because they're constantly discrediting it. Well, they're not discrediting us legitimately. They're just like smearing us. You know, it's like this stuff with Obamagate. They're just calling it a conspiracy theory, a fantasy. It's like I've told people these days, the new rule is that the only legitimate election is one that's won by Democrats. The only legitimate scandal is one involving Republicans. The only legitimate oh, hold on. I thought I heard somebody. I don't want to get shot. Somebody's here. I'm gonna get shot, guys. Hold on. Ah! Better run for it. Okay. Turn it off. Anyway, we're in this situation where it's completely lopsided. It's not fair for us. You know, the game's rigged against us in a lot of ways. I definitely understand where Steve's coming from. Anybody in chat, what do you guys think of that idea? I think I am going to do that tonight. We're going to watch a movie in D Live, and we're going to talk about it, hang out. Read some comments here. We got Bill Landon. mRNA retrovirus vaccine may make your offspring sterile like eugenicist Gates wants. Yes, I think you're probably right about that. Or maybe they make one that's like it's every other generation. So by the time it starts making the generation sterile, everybody's already moved on and doesn't even really know anything about it because the media has wiped, revised history to the point where nobody even knows, More and more, I feel like we're in some sort of sci-fi dystopia already. Spaz 5, I don't know, probably, I just discovered this Vietnam War movie that I'd never heard of or seen before. And I'm thinking we might watch that. It was really good. It was called... Oh, someone's there. Ah! Go for him. Oh, shit. It's Firebase Gloria. The Defense of Firebase Gloria, I think is what it's called. It's really good. Arlie Remy in it. If I'm saying his name right. Yeah, guys, look for that tonight. I'm probably going to do that. It sounds like a good time. I need to do something else other than just talk politics constantly. It gets draining. I like talking about other things. I love talking about movies. Not so much games anymore. I used to love games. But... Spirit without soul. Yeah, we need something. The time will come when we won't have much of a choice. Yeah, I've been saying it for years that we're basically on a course where there's no other conclusion to this other than a conflict. Not saying I want a conflict because I understand that means the end of everything as we know it. I mean, life will not be the same for quite a while after that. But it's probably headed that way. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna just wrap this up. I gotta get upstairs and help my wife with the kids. I got an arrow sticking out of me. Oh, it's a bone arrow. That was a wonder he hurt me so much. Let me know, guys, what you thought of the stream in the comments if you like this kind of thing. I know it was a little different. This is really my first time doing this. I actually did it one time by accident and had like 200 viewers or something, and they were all pissed at me. Like, what is this shit? What are you doing? What is this? Playing video games? It's like, yes, folks, I do have other interests. It was an accident, though. I didn't mean to start. I thought I was attached to my gaming channel. Anyway, yeah, guys, again, tonight, look out. Yep, you guys have a great day. Check out later, probably around 7 or 8 Eastern tonight. We'll do a movie live stream. I'll post something here on YouTube just to let everybody know where it's going on. And you guys can head over there. We'll just chill, watch a cool movie, and maybe talk about Vietnam War or something. I don't know. Oh, geez. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys.